Hello, and welcome to my COVID days and nights. I've been feeling pretty good up until a few days ago. Uh, and this isn't fully down to, I don't think, COVID, but COVID, the long COVID, once anything happens, I think it just spirals it and sometimes out of control. Uh, for the last like 3 days, have had, now, you may not like what I'm going to be saying here, but I've had, upset stomach, so lots of diarrhea, and everything I drink, everything I eat. Um, and it's been very wearing on me, and I've been very, very tired. I thought the tiredness sort of was starting because I got a notification saying that there was a time limited offer for free Prime. Um, Amazon Prime. So I thought I'd better take it because there was only 24 hours left. I knew that it was available, but I was going to wait for it. But anyway, I got caught up binge watching a series, so most of the night. Uh, Tuesday night? Yeah, Tuesday night. I think a Monday or Tuesday night. Whichever day I started. I can't remember now. And so that upset my resting patterns. And then I sort of was starting, well, it was even at that point, like ever since I've had the COVID, it's the one or the other, diarrhea or constipation. It's rarely an in between. But usually it lasts for a day or two, and it's not as bad as this. It's just sort of a normal thing with the one. But this time it's been a lot worse, and I've been very, very tired. So I'm not putting that down to COVID specifically, because it could have been something else. I caught something. I live in a shared house, so you can't avoid things like this at times. So, and as I say, I have the natural process is one or the other, but it's with long COVID because anything that happens, like any cold, any sort of feeling or illness or anything like that you might have that would be normally minor, seems to be heightened and worsened by COVID, the long COVID. And also, too, it could have been because I upset my resting pattern and sort of dipped a little bit, and it's just a snowball effect. It's one of these things. It's like I don't know, like, if there's a few people that watch this that have had COVID and have had long COVID for a while. So you may know what I'm talking about. It's the kind of thing where almost on a daily basis, you don't know what's going to happen or how you're going to feel. And if something happens that's making you feel bad, I think like an outside thing, and then the long COVID will enhance that and make it worse. And then I think it's just a sort of can be a snowball effect. So no more staying up late and binge watching a series. Like I need to be resting by like 1 a.m. at the latest. I have the rest throughout the day, but at like that time until about 7, 8 a.m. I need like I try to force myself to be that's the longest period. It doesn't. It would be nice if I could stretch it for that length of time of actual rest, but I get multiple periods, like an hour or two, and then I'm up and I'm awake, and then I get another hour, maybe two, and if I'm lucky, I get about 3 hours, 3.5 on a really lucky night. So they're back to back. So usually in the morning, it depends. That's the thing. Sometimes I'm up and I'm usually fresh until about 10 a.m. then I start flagging a little bit. But if I can sort of get up and move around, I can sort of break through a little bit. And then around 2, 3 o'clock, I really fade. I need a rest. But most days though, I do admit that around 10 o'clock I rest for about an hour. I snooze for an hour or two. So and then around 2, 3 o'clock till about 4 or 5, I need more rest. And then sometimes in the evening I need a little bit as well, somewhere around this time, like which is about 8, 9 o'clock. And if I do need that, then it's usually then I usually wind up pushing it a little bit to about 1 a.m. before I take my final rest of the day. If I don't do that, then it's usually around midnight. I'm fading around 11. But yeah, so it's just an update. I'm feeling okay. It's just that I just don't want to drink anything, and I know I have to. I don't want to eat anything, and I don't have a lot at the moment. I'll be able to order something next week. I've sort of come to the end of anything that is sort of good for this type of thing, for food wise, other than some rice, which I always hear is supposed to be good, but I tried some yesterday and was not good. Did not settle well. Let's put it that way. It did not settle well. So yeah. So but I've got to get some nourishment in. Probably tomorrow I'll do that. I'll go downstairs and do some reading, and hopefully at least I'm getting exercise when I'm downstairs, up and down the stairs to the toilet. So there's a plus there anyway. Except that if I do it too many times, I'm struggling getting up. I'm crawling up the stairs almost. Getting down is always easier for some reason. But yeah, so hopefully I'll get some groceries next week or this coming week. And hopefully things will sort of be on the mend over the weekend. I can't see this, clearing up immediately. I'm very doubtful of that. Yeah, it's a weird. Like I'm still struggling with trying to find a pattern to the long COVID, and the only pattern that I know is that something's going to happen. I'll feel good for a while, like, good in the sense of the best I've been, which means that gives me like, 5 or 6 hours a day of, if it's all together, that's wonderful, but it not always is together. 5 or 6 hours of sort of clear cognitive time, or clear-ish cognitive time. And, feeling okay. But I know that when that happens, I know it's not going to last for that long. There's going to be something that will come up that will affect it. And I try to roll with it, so when I do have those periods that are good, I try to read as much as possible, like I did I've been doing other stuff too. So Sunday I didn't do a lot. I had a really good reading on Monday, and I think part of Tuesday, yeah, because I think I started on Tuesday. Yes, it was Tuesday. I started the Prime, the Prime free trial, another free trial. So yeah. Oh, by the way, if anybody knows of something that's of interest on Prime, I only got it back because I wanted to watch Picard, and I wanted to watch the final season of the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which I think is a wonderful series, and I was so hesitant that they were going to end it because most of the time they screw up the final season and it just ruins the whole series. But it didn't. It was really good. But anyway, I don't know what else there is on there. I was hoping for another series of something else, but it's not happened yet. It'll probably be later in autumn or the winter. So yeah, but I don't know if there's anything else on there. Do suggest something. I know, like, if you're watching in the US, there could very well be different things there than there are here. But I if it is something that's on there that you're aware of, a film or a series, do let me know in the comments, because I'll check it out. And because I've got this freebie for a while, and when I'm feeling like this at times, I'm finding it difficult to read. So maybe, if I can, rather than binge to try to watch something, but I got caught up in the series. So so I wanted to the final series. So I just watched it all the way through. Anyway, that's enough of me prattling on. And I will see you tomorrow on a live with Mark at Book Time with Elvis. It's on his channel this time at 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. sort of European, or at least Central European, I think, time it's called. And 1 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm not sure if it's Central Time. It's anyway. Just look at the listing on my channel. If you go to the live tab, if you don't see it, or Mark's, and you'll see it listed, and you'll see the time in your time zone. Easiest way to do it. Thank you. See you next time.